Hello everybody, this is Hybrid.
And this is WhiteSheep.
Yes, so today we're bringing a review of Teen Titans issues number 1 through 5.
Here you see the initial formation of the team, I guess, as it appears in the later issues, at least so far. But we do have a couple issues.
Yeah, it's really mixed feelings with it.
The positives for me were like the art style, and I like the story. Like I like how they're fighting against like a kind of international kind of syndicate who's trying to eliminate metahumans. I feel like that ties in a lot with, you know, the rest of the DC world really well. But I don't know, negatives are kind of serious issues for me.
Yeah, well, it does have a lot of positives. It also, the negatives, even though there aren't as many, I'd say, for me at least, as the positives of the series so far, they stick out quite a bit. And for me, two negatives are the characters Skitter and Bunker. And the only reasons is because while every character initially brings something to the team, as it's, let's say, Kid Flash being kind of the smart Alec, and he's the speedster.
He's kind of the comic relief.
Yeah, he's comic relief.
Yeah.
You have Tim Drake, who's like the leader, the really intelligent one, it seems. Then you have Wonder Girl, who's kind of the
strong one.
Yeah, like really, not really thinks things through, kind of headstrong. And then eventually you have Superboy, but he's not really a part of the team yet, so we're not going to talk about him. And then you have Solstice, who's kind of like the peaceful one and whatnot. But Bunker doesn't seem to really do anything. And same thing with Skitter. They seem like...
Yeah.
I feel like you couldn't have replaced those two characters if you really wanted diversity with, for Skitter, if you want an African-American character, Static. And for Bunker, if you want a Hispanic character, Jaime, or Blue Beetle. So it's just that for me, really.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, those two kind of give the feeling that the team wasn't really recruited kind of on necessity. They were kind of recruited almost for diversity alone without thinking of much else. Because at least so far, I mean, like, because in issue 5, they're all going to help out Wonder Girl when she's fighting Superboy in New York City, and Skitter declines the fight and kind of is like, yeah, I'm gonna go sleep in a cocoon. And Bunker goes along, but he gets his ass kicked kind of fast. Because really, his only power is kind of almost barely like energy manipulation, but it all has to do with like purple bricks, which I think is right up there with Plastic Man for me in terms of kind of usefulness. But so yeah, I mean, those two really don't bring much to the team, I think.
Yes, to me, Bunker's a very, very, very powered down version of Green Lantern, considering the way he uses it as energy constructs, really.
He's kind of the one-trick pony version of Green Lantern.
Yeah, he doesn't really do much, and the thing is, while he doesn't really have full use of his powers yet, and they touch on that quite a bit, it's just kind of, why are you here? You don't bring anything to the team, and hopefully, since it looks like he'll be staying, they'll like include him. He'll have more of a part, but so far it just seems that him and Skitter are just here for diversity reasons. But
but for me, I mean, the negatives really are 1, the pacing of the story, and 2, just kind of the character development as a whole, which I feel like is a result of really bad pacing, because the story is really moving really too fast. I mean, I like how it started with Kid Flash, and you get introduced to this nowhere group, but from there it's like just way too quick. Everything happens really, really fast. Like they recruit Wonder Girl and Bunker, and Kid Flash winds up with Solstice, and just it all seems really forced and rushed in terms of how they're presenting the story so far. That's not. I like the story in general. I like the idea, but all that, like the pacing is really off. It's way too quick, and they're not kind of taking their time, and a lot of things don't make sense yet. And that the character development suffers as a result of that, because they kind of hint that Red Robin where Tim Drake used to be Robin. Like they show a picture, and that's about they show his old costume, and that's about the extent of that. But other than that, there's not much there to tell you that he was Robin, and that's just, to me, part of the New 52 in general, because I don't feel like New 52 is doing its job, at least, then that job being reintroducing a new generation of fans to these old comics and old franchises. But moving forward, I mean, there's a lot. Character development is really suffering because Wonder Girl. I mean, they kind of mention, oh, you've been stealing stuff. They kind of hinted her origin. It's like, oh, you've been stealing stuff from ruins. And she kind of quickly brushes that off. And Robin's like, okay, I'm just not going to talk about that anymore. I mean, there's a lot of things that are just kind of suffering as a result from this really fast tempo pace. And I feel like that needs to be fixed. And I hope that gets fixed as the issues go on.
Yes. And for me, I feel that this is not the official roster because I did express my kind of feelings on Bunker and what was the other one? Skitter, sorry. But if you look in the first issue when Tim Drake is looking at a bunch of when he's looking at a bunch of, I guess, kind of reports on supposed heroes, you see one with Beast Boy, one with Starfire, one with Static, one with Bunker, seemingly one with Raven possibly, then one with Miss Martian and one with Kid Flash. So they could expand their roster, but so far it feels that with what they have, like WhiteSheep said, it's kind of rushed, and they kind of expect you to know the characters.
Yeah, that's another thing
beforehand.
52 that doesn't make sense.
Like they do, like WhiteSheep reference, like they reference the fact that Red Robin. Like they tell you he's Tim Drake, and they reference the fact that he was Robin, and they even have, they show a picture of him as Robin with Batman. They show Kid Flash taking his costume, but again, they don't really explain why is he Red Robin? Why did he leave Batman? Because he says that he thinks he could work better from the shadows, but they don't say why. Like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And then I must say I do like the art, and I like how Wonder Girl's costume reminds me a lot of Donna Troy, or her kind of outfit. But yeah, it feels like a lot of it's rushed. I feel that the way they set it up, they could have set it up where they have all the characters meet at one point to stop a threat. Let's say Red Robin, he's doing the whole metahuman youth getting taken away, and he wants to stop that like he wants to in Teen Titans. And Wonder Girl's getting tracked down by nowhere, and they send Superboy out to get her. They could have, like, issue 1 be Red Robin and his journey to New York City. Then issue number 2, Wonder Girl. Issue number 3, Kid Flash. Issue number 4, Superboy. Like, all like that.
And
so,
you can tell that they're trying to do that, but that's another thing that suffers from the pace.
Yeah, it feels like Red Robin's really leading the plot in this. And while they do have Superboy's own, I guess you could say, comic book series that really it really paints more of a bigger picture for you than what Teen Titans has. I just feel personally that they could have done better with how they brought the team together. Because when they bring the team together in issue 4, it doesn't really seem like they were really all for it. Just kind of seems like something that Tim Drake pulled out of his butt to say.
Yeah. I mean, that I felt like was really cheesy. I was thinking something like Teen Titans. You don't give yourself a nickname. That doesn't work. So I feel like, if it had been like a news broadcast or something like that, then maybe that's fine. But that's one of those kind of really super cheesy things that just happened in that issue, at least. Just over the course of the whole series, a lot of things really seemed forced. So, or at least for these first 5 issues. So.
But I must say, I like the costumes.
I do.
My favorite costume, I'd say, is Red Robin's and then Superboy's.
Yep, but I agree.
Yeah, but again, plot-wise, they're trying to stop Nowhere. I guess the organization that has now made Superboy. It's not Cadmus anymore, it's Nowhere. And, yeah, so they want to stop them because Nowhere's taking metahuman kids / teenagers and doing who knows what with them. You learn later on, but as far as we know in issue number 5, we have no idea. They're just taking them to take them, I guess. Red Robin has a few ideas, but yeah, it's just odd because I don't know if we've touched on this yet, but we feel that Superboy is currently too overpowered.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw how he beat up 4 other fairly powerful metahumans and Red Robin without too much trouble.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't expect much from Bunker, and we haven't seen much of Solstice's powers, but I mean, with Kid Flash, I mean, I get the tactile telekinesis thing really came in handy there, especially because I guess the only thing Kid Flash can do is really punch him really fast. But
yeah. And he takes care of that.
Yeah, he just handles that pretty quickly. It seemed really convenient there. But I guess final grades?
Yeah, I'd give this all in general like a B out of, if we're going by letter grading scale, a B. If we're going by point grading scale, a 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going B minus or maybe 7, like 7.5. C, B minus, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot going for it. They just have some executioning mistakes, it seems, in character development. Like, a lot of it just seems forced.
I haven't read past issue number 5, so I'm going to say, like, as a little kind of preface to my grade, just I haven't read as much of it as I will, like, over the next week or so. But
yes,
right now it's a 7.5.
Yes, like, I guess I'm more kind of a bigger grader. Like, not bigger, but I'm more a point giver because I've read up to the annual issue. So I kind of know what's happening later on. But, yeah, if I was going between either grade, I'd go with WhiteSheep because he's read up to issue number 5. So the things he's talking about would probably be, or at least is most likely more
reflective.
More reflective of actually going up to issue number 5.
Yeah.
So, but
I guess that about wraps this up.
Yes. I know we haven't posted a video in a week, but we've been really busy and stuff happens throughout, like, real life, not just YouTube life. So, yeah, this is Hybrid. Please comment, like, subscribe.
And this is WhiteSheep.
And yeah,
see you next time.